When it comes to being a salesperson, are you a closer or are you a poser? That's an important question. And if you didn't know, a poser is somebody who fakes it and pretends to be the person that they're trying to be. I'm Sylvan Bell. I'm coming to you live from Sacramento, California on a perfect day to talk about sales and a perfect day to talk about business. Now here's the thing, if you go into any office where they have a bunch of salespeople, you can look around and you can look and you can, just from listening to the person and paying attention to what they say, you can go, hey, that person's a closer or that person's a poser. And one of the ways that you're going to find this is closer, they do complain sometimes, but they complain about the right things. And somebody who's a poser is consistently complaining and blaming other people. Now, in the world of sales, because being in sales is like being an entrepreneur, the phrase you should know, if it is to be, it's up to me. That means that you have to take personal responsibility for your actions, right? If you really want to be a closer, you got to look and say, hey, these are all the things that I need to believe that I'm capable of doing. And you got to stop blaming other people. The second that I hear somebody blame somebody else, I'm like, that person is not a closer, they are a poser. And you know, the thing is a closer is going to find a way to make something happen. A closer is going to go out there, they're going to do what needs to be done, they're going to ask the questions, they're going to give the presentation, they're going to overcome the objections, and they're going to walk away with the money. They're going to walk away with the check in their hand. A poser, on the other hand, is going to figure out why it's everybody else's fault. It was the office, it was the lead, it was the it was the other sales guy. It was. If you really want to know the difference between somebody who's a closer and somebody who's a poser, the closer is going to accept responsibility and say, hey, look, it's my fault, it's my issue, it was my problem, I should have dealt with it the right way. And you know what? Here's the thing. When things go sideways on your jobs, your sales, with your clients, with your service, with your project or your widget or gizmo, that means that you should be the front of the conversation and say, hey, look, you know what? What's it going to take to get this fixed? I see so many salespeople walk away from their responsibilities and say, I'm not dealing with this. It's not my problem. It's not my fault. I'm like, you got paid commission. If you got paid commission to an extent, that means that you need to deal with the problem. Now, there's a point where you get to hand it off and say, hey, can you take care of this? But, you know, you should also talk to your client and say, hey, look, I'm going to make sure this gets taken care of and actually get it taken care of. So my question for you, are you a closer or a poser? Do you accept responsibility for the things that go on good, bad, or indifferent when it comes to your sales process? If it is, put some notes down in the box. Say I'm a closer. And if you're a poser, take a look and say, hey, look, these are some things that I'm going to have to do to fix my sales process to be better at sales and work my way up to a closure. Now, 80% of the people in sales should not really be in sales because they're not good at what they do. They're price matchers, they're discounters. You know, there's takes some work and some effort. Those people are all posers. You're not. You're watching a video on how to get better. That's how I know it. Either you're a closer or you're working towards it. So you got one thing to do from here. Just one thing. Find the subscribe button, click on it, click on subscribe, and every time I send out a video, you'll get an update that says Scott Bell Consultant sent out a video. You should watch it, which you should. We'll see you soon. Aloha.